Good evening, and welcome to Chat Photography with Jorj. I'd like to welcome everybody both on YouTube and on Zoom who's attending tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a couple of things, maybe some upcoming guest appearances in November, December. We'll see how that works out. I'm hoping to have Chris Atkins come on, who's doing right now, I think he's down in the States. He was in the Caribbean doing some diving for Spanish galleons, and now I think he's in the States somewhere doing some more shooting. Anyway, he'll bring us up to date on his search for the Spanish galleon and gold bullion. Don't know how that turned out, but we will sure find out. Oh, we've got somebody coming in here. Hello, David. Good evening. How are you? Hi. Everything going well? Great. Well, you're the first one here on Zoom, so I'd like to welcome you, obviously. And I think we've got a couple of people on YouTube, perhaps. Anyway, I was just talking about some of the guest appearances that might be coming on. I'm hoping to have Chris Atkins come back, and I'm hoping to have Anka Gaston coming back. She's got some video that she's done on birds. And let's see. Perhaps even Donna Waxman might come back to talk about senior photography. We'll see what happens there. But anyway, I do have a couple of people set up, lined up to get going. Yeah. Tonight's topic will be, and I'm going to kind of talk about this a little bit tonight, and it's going to be the world's smallest camera. That's going to be tonight's topic. Here, I'm just going to, there. And that's going to be quite something. I'm just going to give a very short dissertation on that, talk about the world's smallest camera. Uh, let's see, was it a week ago that we were talking about the world's largest camera, which is down in, was it Peru or Chile? But that's a uh, astronomical telescope with 3.2 billion pixels. And this one is going the other direction, the world's smallest camera, which I'm really looking forward to just giving you a little bit of information about. There is a link in the description below if you're on YouTube. There is a link in the description that will get you to the site of the people that actually manufactured this camera. But let me tell you a little bit about it. And let's see. I'm just going to, there we go. So this particular camera is called the OVM uh, 698, I believe, 6948, sorry. Anyway, the interesting thing about this camera is that it is the world's smallest fully packaged camera module, measuring 0.65 by 0.65 millimeters by 1.58 millimeters in height. And just going to make a little adjustment here. And it integrates an image sensor called the OVM 948. And this sensor is recognized by the Guinness World Book of Records as the smallest commercially available sensor, measuring 0.575 millimeters by 0.575 millimeters. And really, this was designed for disposable medical devices. This module enables imaging with extremely small anatomical structures. And let's see, I think I've got some Yeah. So there's the information on it that I was just talking about. So it's the OVM 6948 camera with the chip. That's the OV 6948 chip, and that's the world's smallest commercially available image sensor, which is really fantastic. And you saw it on the person's thumb. And I just want to talk a little bit about, just give you a little bit of information as to what it's capable of doing. So here are some of the clinical design advantages of this particular camera. Miniaturization. It enables visualization inside the body's smallest vessels and cavities. Can you imagine that? And I'm sure there are other applications just as well, not just medical. You can imagine some of the confined spaces that people have to get at, whether it's archaeology or entomology, whatever it happens to be. I mean, this is great. The beauty of this is that it's high image quality with backside illumination that enhances the sensitivity, reduces noise in low light conditions. Thermal efficiency, that's another big factor. Low power consumption, something like 25 milliwatts. That minimizes heat for patients, comfort, and extended operation times. Sterility and safety. It's a disposable design, so we reduce infections and cross-contamination risks. Versatile integration. Now, that's suitable for a range of minimally invasive procedures. Could be neuro, ophthalmic. Is that ophthalmic? Yeah. ENT, cardiac, spinal, urology, gynecology, and arthroscopy. So it also incorporates versatile integration, suitable for a range. Oh, I've already covered that. All right. Okay, so that is the world's smallest camera. And I suggest that if you want to know more about it, I think that going to that link that's in the description in the on YouTube, that would probably be a good thing if this is something that you're really keenly interested in. Okay, so yeah, it is something, isn't it? Yeah, I remember that. I do. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I think right now it's wire fed, and I can't remember exactly how many meters. I think it's able to transmit an image um, through 4 meters, 4 meters of wire without any loss. And what will be interesting, getting back to your science fiction scenario, is if they ever uh, get to the point where they can miniaturize the Bluetooth capability of something like that. That would be something. Anyway, what I'm going to suggest is that if you're here on YouTube watching, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know where you're from and what your interest in photography is. I know that one of the things that I'll be posting probably next week will be some photographs from BC that my niece took actually of mushrooms, and she took some really fascinating photographs of mushrooms. Um, that I'm looking forward to. So I hope to have her on live at some point to show her work. If Yeah, go ahead, David. Yeah, I think that would be interesting. I don't know. Again, I know you're into UV lighting, so whether mushrooms would fluoresce or some species of mushrooms would fluoresce, that might be an interesting thing to have a look at. Exactly. Okay, I'm just going to, I think I'll press on here. I might as well finish up what I had in mind, and that is exposure compensation. Exposure compensation is one of those things that a lot of people don't really take advantage of, and maybe a lot of people don't have any need for it. But I think while it's available on most cameras, there are some people who don't know what it's for or how to use it. What I have found in teaching photography, both at Mohawk College as well as at some of the high schools here, is that when people have taken photographs and then they put those images on their computer, they find that the images are either a little too dark or a little too light, and consequently, they have to make adjustments. Now, this is more of a taste thing. So if they're using their meter correctly in their camera, they're getting what is technically, according to the camera, a good exposure. But then it may not be the exposure that they really want. Because then, besides the technical aspect, there's the artistic aspect of what you expect. So if you're one of those people that always wants to have a slightly lighter exposure or a slightly darker exposure, using exposure compensation will really help you get that without having to worry about it every time you take a shot. Now, one of the things that I have to emphasize is exposure compensation works in the auto modes. I've seen people try to do it in the manual mode. It doesn't work in the manual modes. It only works in the auto modes. In the manual mode, you're expected to do your own exposure compensation however you want to do it by offsetting it from 0 on the meter scale. But if you're using auto mode, whether you're using aperture priority, shutter priority, or any of the auto modes, exposure compensation is where it really shines. And on my camera, I will show you the exposure compensation button, and usually it's either on the back or on the top. Mine happens to be right there, and it's that plus and minus symbol right there. You'll find that on your camera. So with my camera, if I press the exposure compensation button, especially if I turn it on, and I'm just going to remove that and good, activate it there. When I press the exposure compensation button, what happens, I'll show you on the back, and there it is. Everything disappears in my menu except the meter scale. So you can see the meter scale right there. Everything else is gone. So the meter scale, now you can see on mine where the 0 position is. Now I'm just going to zero it out. Just takes me a second here. Oh, there. That's zeroed out now, as you can see. That is on 0. This is where it should be if you don't want to use exposure compensation. It should be on 0. Now this is going to be awkward because I have to use this finger to change it. But if I want to change my compensation, I have to start using my selector dial. And now that's one stop overexposed. I do believe. Did I go towards the underexposure? Because I'm looking at it backwards on the. Yes, one stop overexposed. And I'll put it right there. So you can see that it's one stop, pressing it down. one stop overexposed, and it actually tells me +1. Now, if I let go of that, in the auto mode, every time I take a picture, every image is going to be one stop overexposed. I don't have to think about it. It's going to be automatically one stop overexposed in both aperture priority, shutter priority, and program mode. Excuse me. So that is how useful that exposure compensation button is. And you can just forget about it then. And all of your photographs will be overexposed by a third of a stop, two-thirds of a stop, or one full stop, or two stop, whatever you set it for. You can get that kind of over or underexposure on a consistent basis. Now, next week, what I'm going to be talking about is auto bracketing, because a lot of cameras have auto bracketing capability, and auto bracketing is kind of a cool thing if you're doing HDR, or if you're just taking shots where you want to make sure that you have one exposure that is over and one that's under and one that's on, and you want to have that choice because it might be a situation where things are happening fast. I had a photograph that I took when I was in Haiti, and I was on the dock, and it was sunset, perfect sunset, and a tramp steamer just happened to be coming into port, and it was beautiful because it was a silhouette against the sun. Now, to get the right exposure, I could have fiddled around with my manual settings, but I didn't want to do that because the steamer was moving and the sun was setting. So I just used the auto bracketing feature, and I was able to auto bracket my shot over, on, and under, and then I made the decision later as to which one that I was going to use. So that'll be next week. We'll be talking about auto bracketing. So if there are any questions about um, exposure compensation, let me know. Matter of fact, if any of you have any things that you would like me to talk about, what I would like you to do is just, give me a line in chat. Let me know what it is that you would like to talk about or have me talk about, and I can make sure that it comes up as one of the topics in one of my Wednesday night chats, like tonight. And obviously, the more people that I have coming in here, the more suggestions I might be able to collect. And I'd love to hear what it is that you would like to hear about how to do properly. So drop me a line in the chat, and that'll be fantastic. For those of you that won't be able to make it tonight, obviously I'm not talking to you because you're not here, but I welcome you to obviously go to YouTube, and that's where it will be. Okay, the chat will be there from now on. So you can watch all the Wednesday night chats, all the guest speakers. If you have any suggestions for guest speakers as well, that would be fantastic. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, I think that one of the things that I'm going to try to do right now, I haven't never done before, and that is I am going to let's see, I'm going to go here and I'm going to do this, which is copy the Zoom link. Then I'm going over to, yeah, let's see, the chat. And I'm just wondering if I can, if this will come up as a clickable link. Hmm. So there is the Zoom link. If you want to join us and you want to show or share some images that you have, the Zoom link is going to be the one that you need to use. So you're welcome to join me on Zoom or just here in YouTube. Again, if you have any suggestions for future evenings, every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for 1 hour, we will be talking about one lesson of, like tonight it was exposure compensation. Next week, it'll be auto bracketing. So drop in and listen to the lesson as well. there will always be an introduction to some kind of interesting item. Tonight it was the smallest camera in the world, and some of the details about that. Uh, I'm not sure what next week's topic will be, but I'll have something that I'm sure will interest everybody. So, if there are any questions, just go ahead and drop me a question. Yes, David. Yes, I do plan on having. Yeah, I do plan on having somebody talk about drones. Come on. Let me just. I'm just going to, if you don't mind, David, I'm just going to
Sure.
bring you in here so that people can see you too. Let's see, three, and there we go. Hi, David. Nice to see you.
Hi. Yeah, Andrew. Yeah,
Yeah.
because well, I bought a drone over a year ago. I've used it a few times, but it's I'm getting more used to it now. But it'd be interesting to be able to talk or listen to someone who's actually got a lot more experience in using them. I'm amazed at the quality of the photos from them.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
it's the senior centre I belong to. I took some photos of the actual building and printed them out, and everyone was quite amazed how good they were on that. And but it's yeah, I did some. We had a field nearby which had literally thousands of sunflowers, but
Whoa.
went too high, it, and so I got great pictures of it from like 100 feet above or 50 feet above, straight down. But then I realised afterwards I should have been just hovering over the top of them. But it's just controlling the thing as well. It's takes a little getting used to.
Yeah. One of the things about controlling drones that I found that um, that was a bit of a challenge, and that was when I went high enough, I could not see, and I should have seen by looking at my iPhone on
Oh
the
yes.
picture, I should have seen what end of the drone was the front,
Mm.
because when I turned it around, then of course the joystick, if I move the joystick, what I think is forward, it's actually going to go the other direction
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's turned around. So I did have a little bit of a challenge there to get used to that aspect of the drone,
Yeah.
and both with left and right and so on.
Yeah. I
So,
actually lost mine. I
pardon me?
went to, it's got quite a range on it and it just disappeared. And I
I
panicked,
know.
but then I realized I could actually see on the screen what way it was going. But it was, you get that sudden horrible feeling that it's going to disappear forever.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that is a challenge. I know that I don't know whether you were here when Chris Atkin was talking about his drone photography, and the drone he has, I think, is like what did he say, $25,000?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah. It was
Something like
phenomenal.
that. So he had with him with binoculars a spotter.
Yeah. Just watch it.
Yeah, so that he would know where the drone is and
Mm.
where it's
Yeah,
going, and he wouldn't lose
that's
it into the rainforest.
yeah, yeah, that's quite a liability. That's
Yeah, you wouldn't want that thing get hung up in a tree.
no.
No. So, and one of the other features are some of the auto features that I have in the drone, which I'm looking forward to trying. It's just a matter of time. And that is the zoom in, zoom out feature where the drone, you select the subject and it actually zooms out from the subject or zooms back into the subject. And the other one, it flies around in a
Mm.
spiral.
Yeah,
Uh, and some other cool things that drones can do. But unfortunately, I missed this season with the corn. We've got a lot of cornfields around here, and I
right.
really wanted to fly low over the cornfields and with video.
Yeah.
because it would just go on with the camera pointed down, and so it was just corn after corn after
Cool.
corn
Yeah.
going by. I thought that would be a kind of a neat shot, and
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of applications and a lot of things that you can do with drones. But again, it's one of those things, as you know, you never stop learning. You should never stop learning.
No.
I think
Yeah.
you should always.
Yeah. The only worrying thing, they keep going on about the license. So my one, I'm sure like yours, it's 249 grams, which is 1 gram under the 250. But they're
Yeah.
talking about making it so you've got to have a license even for the smaller ones. I think,
Well, I think the license qualification for the smaller one won't be as extreme as for the larger ones, but I think what they're trying to do is get some sort of control over the proliferation of drones. Um,
yeah.
so that they know that who's got them and who hasn't. I recall that I don't know if you go back to the time when they had CB radios, and CB radios all had to be licensed, and a lot of people didn't license their CB radios, and I don't think it mattered too much. But again, it was one of those things that they wanted to have kind of a little bit of a track on who's got transceivers,
Yeah.
radio transceivers. And I think it's the same thing with the drones. It's not a bad idea, um, because there are minor rules and regulations with drones that a lot of people aren't even aware of. One of them is, and I wasn't aware of this until I got the drone and started looking at some of the rules and regulations, is that at least in Canada, if you're flying over somebody's backyard, that's legal. That's perfect. You just can't loiter,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm.
Yeah, you can't just stay there and
No.
film or photograph people in their swimming pool. You can fly over, you can record, you can take photographs. You just can't loiter, and that's one of the things, that the airspace above your home is open. Uh, and the only place that they have some restrictions are where there are crowds of people, or some parks have restrictions on using drones, but that's about it. So that was a bit of an eye opener, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah. 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 People
But
be trying to
that, yeah,
shoot them down.
yeah, having that kind of knowledge about what's right and what's wrong about it.
Mm.
Same thing. Where I am right now, if I take the drone out to fly, it will not fly because I'm on a flight path to the Brantford Airport.
Oh, right.
And so the in order for me to fly, I actually have to go to a website, register my drone on that website, and
Mm.
tell them that I'll be flying now and what the purpose of my flight is. And usually I just put in there either it's pleasure or it's house inspection, whatever. They don't really care. But then I'm allowed to fly my drone. But
Right.
even then, there's a ceiling, and
Yeah.
that's reasonable. So if you're near an airport, then you might have to apply for a certificate. With the
Mm.
Brantford Airport, you don't. You just have to register, and then they give you a code. You put that code into your drone, and it allows you to fly the drone. I've been near the Hamilton Airport, which is more of a commercial airport, and there you actually have to get a certificate. You have to apply for a certificate, and then you can fly. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm quite close. Well, when I start it up at home, I'm under the flight path for Hamilton,
hmm,
so I have to move out to use it. Uh, but I can see the thing because the planes are coming down pretty low, and the last thing
yeah,
they need is one of those hitting the plane.
yeah, yeah.
Could be
Well,
pretty disastrous.
the other interesting thing, because I was out on the farm flying the drone over a cornfield. but it wasn't the cornfield I was shooting. I was shooting some property. But when I was flying, I saw some. Um, I'm not sure if it was hawks, doing circles in the area.
Oh, yes, yeah,
And I thought, I don't want any one of those coming down and grabbing it.
yeah. And I've seen a few photos where they've
Mm,
grabbed hold of one of those drones. See it
yeah.
as an enemy. Yeah,
So
expensive.
now I'm just going to say again, for those of you watching on YouTube, please let me know where you're from. And if you have any subjects that you would like to have discussed on my Wednesday night chat, because every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, this chat is on. But if you have any subjects that you would like me to cover, tonight it was the smallest camera in the world. Last week it was the largest camera in the world. Um, uh, Next week it's going to be auto bracketing with your camera, how to do auto bracketing and why you might want to do that. So let me know. Just drop something in the chat line and let me know if you're interested in something like that. I haven't looked on YouTube here. Uh, no, there's nothing there right now. But there, I do have a link there if you want to join the chat in Zoom. There is a link, and I'll post it again. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but I'm just going to post it again, and I'm going to call it uh, the Zoom link. There we go. Yeah. So if you want to join us, if you have any photographs, and that's the other thing, if you have any images that you would like to share, please bring them along, and we'd love to have a look at them. That would be fantastic. Okay, super. So we've had a few people on YouTube come through, and that's great. And if you are on YouTube, yeah, drop something in the chat. Let me know in the live chat where you're from. I'm always interested in where people are from. We are located in Southern Ontario, Canada, and every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock we have a 1 hour chat where we either have a guest or we have a subject that a lesson that I take from my Mohawk College uh, uh, classes and give you a lesson in some aspect of photography, or we have, as I say, a guest, or we have something interesting to talk about that I have found on the web. So if you do have any suggestions, please share them. If there's anything that you'd like to see us discuss, please let me know because I'd love to do it. Okay. All right. So nothing yet. Fantastic. Now, I did want to ask you, David, did you have anything to show us tonight?
Well, I've taken some more rocks UV, but I didn't want to bore everybody with that. But I can show you those. It's quite fascinating. I've got them. I must admit, I got them from China because they were like a fraction of the cost, which I was
Yeah.
paying here. But I can show if you're interested.
Yeah,
Just
I
bear
am
with me.
interested. Absolutely. Do you remember how to share it? You open up your images first and
Yeah,
then click the share
yeah,
button, and then I can post them. I will now go to that particular scene.
go to
Let's see
share.
here. There we go.
And share, and I will go to that one. Continue to. Are you getting anything at all?
Let's see. I am, but let me just make sure that I get it onto uh, my. There we go. Okay, we got it now.
Okay. Okay. So, well, this was I think the first four are the ones I took originally. Um,
All right,
that was the
and this is using UV light,
Yeah,
ultraviolet light,
black. It's
black
got to
light.
be a black UV light, and it's got to be powerful. I'm not quite sure what it means, but it's 369, I believe. Um, the power of it
Hmm.
to penetrate the actual or bring out the colors of the rocks. Yeah. I'm still, excuse me, I'm still fascinated by the difference. You got, oh, this is a new one. This was really, it's quite a pretty color to start with, but it doesn't really, I had great problems trying to get the real color. It's like a vivid, deep red. It's amazing. I've tried a number of photos. I've got to try different times, taking it in different apertures. But yeah, this is why it just comes out beautiful
Yeah.
orange.
Do you want to go back to the white,
Yeah,
like back and forth?
yes.
Yeah, just
So
so
it's
we can
yeah,
see
it's
the difference. Yeah.
fluorescent. Yeah, white quartz, and then as soon as you put the
Yeah.
UV on it, and again, as I said before, the little blue spots, it's all dust. So if you want to find if your house is dirty, then you go around with your your UV light, and it makes it pretty bad on that one. So I've been trying to brush off the rocks before. But, so yeah, it's I was still fascinated by the way it goes. Um, and this is black rose, uh, very dark black, and then it comes out this
Wow.
beautiful red and blue. And from what I was reading, if you leave it on for a long time, it will eventually all go blue.
Really?
So, yeah. I went on one of these sites for the geological sites with all the different rocks, and then it gives you all the different qualities and etc. And it seems a lot of them are used for healing as well.
Hmm.
It's but yeah,
Yeah. Some people.
it's just
Yeah. Some people are into using quartz wands for healing.
yeah. But yeah, this is again the blue. It's difficult. I found it difficult to actually try and get the real color because when you see it in, in sort of in true life, so to speak, it's a lot more vivid and vibrant. But just silly little black. You would look at that and think, oh no, nothing wrong. But then you stick the UV light on, and wow.
Hmm.
And then there was, oh, this is the Upalite Flamestone. And so this was, again, it was like ding.
Wow.
So, so they just shine. They light up the room, basically. It's quite amazing. It's like they're on fire.
Yeah. What are those? I'm just going to go back to the lit one.
Saw that one.
Yeah. These spots are they? Do they look different on the white rock than they do here? Because
Um,
the
uh,
areas in between these spots don't seem to fluoresce like here.
no, no. Yeah, just trying to, I suppose, yeah, it's where it's in focus. Yeah, it's difficult to say. Um, they are sort of speckled, but there's
Hmm.
no more reason why they glow like that.
Hmm.
It must be
So.
certain parts of the rock got this chemical in it, which causes it to shine bright yellow. And it's like, as I say, it's like it's on fire. It's
Hmm.
amazing. Well, which why they called it a flame stone. It's
Yeah.
not surprising. on that. But that's
Okay.
the one I like the best. It's just I got about five of them, but there was too many, so I thought three would
Mm.
do it.
Super.
And then
Now,
yeah,
let
this
me
is
ask you one question, David.
hmm,
When it comes to taking photographs with UV light, do you find that when you focus with daylight, that it isn't sharp
um yeah,
under UV?
yeah. It seems well, I'm sure you can see some of them don't come out too sharp because I'm doing it manually and then sort of locking it and then do the
Yeah,
UV. But I think maybe it's just the fact of the illumination coming
yeah,
off the rock just throws it out. I'm not too sure. As I say, I'm still experimenting with time, exposure, etc. on
yeah.
that. This is pink cal calcite. I'm not learning all these new words, and this comes
But
out like a bright orange. Again, it's although they call it pink, it's actually orange.
huh,
Um, yeah, it's
that's very
so
cool.
yeah,
And I'll ask you again because I know we've got some people watching who probably didn't participate in something before that you were talking about these UV lights. You got these
yeah.
UV lights from Amazon?
Oh well, no. The one I got now is actually from China. Again, it's called a convoy
Okay,
light. Um, the I got the ones I got from Amazon. They class them as black lights, UV lights, but it's nowhere near as powerful as this one,
yeah,
which is and it's yeah, it's a lot more. It's like it's got special. It's got rechargeable batteries, much bigger batteries in it, and it's around $45.
that's not bad.
But that was including postage all the way from China. Took about just over a week to
Yeah,
come. I don't. It's I don't know if you can see. It's pretty big. It actually splits down into two. You can do it so if you want to go out, you can just take one of the just use one battery
yeah,
and but it as I say, it's far more powerful. You have to be a little bit more careful with it because
okay.
of the it can be dangerous.
So I'm sorry, which site did you find those on?
Oh, it's actually called Convoy, Convoy,
Oh,
Convoy. And I think it's convoy.com.
okay.
And yeah, so you just need a bigger charger for the two batteries because they're bigger than the AA,
Yeah,
but but they're a lot more powerful than the ones I brought before.
okay. Well, that's good to know. Just in case anybody's watching, if they want to take photographs with UV light, then I'm just, if you don't mind, I'm just going to put that into the chat here
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
and let them know. Cowboy. If
Yeah,
you
because
act,
as I say, the difference between the ones I brought, I think, were $14. Although they said they were black, they are black to a certain degree, but they don't show. I tried illuminating these rocks with those ones, and it
yeah,
was nowhere near as powerful. They didn't bring out the colors like this one does.
yeah, okay,
And I was told that people actually use these for when they go out rock hunting at night because that power. They've got I think a 10-meter um, range for picking out rocks, so they're pretty powerful. And I think that was yeah, that was it.
yeah, okay. If I'm just
So
going to say here, if you have any questions, There, good. Okay, so we're going to go back to. Okay, thank you very much, David. I appreciate that, and
But
um,
welcome.
good work. Good work. Was there anything else that you were going to try besides rocks? And you did flowers, now rocks.
I
Um,
did flowers, yeah. I might try those again because I tried those with the lesser powerful ones. So I'm hoping that I'll get a better color. Certainly, because I've looked at some on YouTube and they've done orchids, and the color difference is amazing. And when I brought some orchids, the color was not that different.
yeah.
So
Okay. Let's see. I'm just going to put this in here. There. And we have you now. See, I'm learning things as I go along here, David.
yeah, oh, yeah. Impressive.
Thank you. Impressive. I know how to spell. Good. Anyway, this live chat every Wednesday night. I'm just repeating this because there are people coming in and out from YouTube. This live chat is every Wednesday night, and we have a learning topic. We usually have somebody as a guest to show their photographs, um, or talk about the challenges of photography in their particular area. Whether you're an amateur or a professional, doesn't matter. You're all welcome, and you're all welcome to show your photographs. I think that maybe next week, if I have some images of mushrooms from my niece, I'll probably be showing those. She takes those with a cell phone, and they're really nice images. So, yeah, I'm not afraid to show them. If you have any images out there that you would like to show us and have a discussion on, love to see them. I always love to see people's work. Okay, let's see, David. I don't think there's anything else right now.
No,
Um,
but
yeah,
just talking about the iPhone or phones, I found that when you go into some of these places, you're not allowed to use flash. And I've used a camera, but the pictures are terrible. But I use my own iPhone, and they come out really well without a flash. It's quite amazing. It's
yeah, it
so,
is. You know, one of the things about the iPhone is that has a heck of a um, exposure value range. And the one
mm,
thing that you do have to be aware of, though, is that if you go into a slightly dimly lit area, it'll give you a good picture. But again, you have to be very cautious because it's using a longer shutter speed. And a lot of people don't realize that.
yes,
And if they
and you get
move, you get camera shake. Or if the subject is moving, they may be blurred. So
yeah,
it's a good idea if you're, taking um, lowly lit shots that you tell the people, please hold still for a second to get that image. And
yeah,
usually that'll work. And hold the camera very steady. And that's one of the other things that we could do here. I think is maybe go through some of the features that are on cell phone cameras that you can take advantage of. I personally
mm,
use an iPhone, so I know that on my iPhone I have a whole bunch of different types of cameras available to me. For example, you've got just a straight photo, and then you've got a portrait, which will give you a shallow depth of field. It'll give you an out of focus background um, for your portrait shots, and it'll also give you slightly longer focal length to bring the person's face in a little closer. So there are some features on those cameras and very quick editing features that I really love. I really love some of those features. One of the features that very few people take advantage of, I found, is that when you go into edit, you can actually tag your image. You can, tag it with some text, and I've done that when I've gone back and I found an image that I wanted, I finally ended up tagging it, and easy to find now. If I want that image
Mm.
back, one of the cars that I drove when I was younger was a Lincoln Continental. That was an aircraft
Yeah.
carrier, and
Yeah.
that thing was huge. It was a rolling living room, and I took some pictures of it with me beside it, uh, and I finally found those images. So I stored them in photos, and I tagged it because if I ever want to go back to that and show somebody, what a real car looks like. Yeah, all right. I don't think I could find a parking space for that thing anymore.
No,
Yeah,
no, take up two spaces easy.
exactly.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
suppose for suggestions, yeah, maybe you could do something on phone photography.
yeah, I can. And, because, a lot of people say, well, that's not a real camera. No, it's not an SLR. It's not a mirrorless camera. It's not one of those cameras, but it is a camera.
Mm.
And as long as you're taking pictures, I don't care what you're using. If you
Yeah,
take good photographs, you take good photographs. It's not the camera, it's not the
yeah.
frying pan that makes a chef great.
And the thing I find, I've, I've always got my phone with me, but not my camera. And there's times when I think, oh, right, take a photo of that. And just say, even though I say it myself, some of them have come out pretty well.
Yeah.
And it's I got the 14 Pro, and it's
Hmm.
got the RAW, so
Yeah.
you get even better. So it's yeah, no, I'm quite impressed with them.
Yeah, they are impressive. And the thing is, you're absolutely right because I often ask my students, what's the best camera? And I always say, the one you have with you.
Mm, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
true.
you know. And I know that before cell phones were even on the market, never mind cell phones, but cell phones with cameras,
Yeah,
before that, I would be driving by a scene that I say, oh man, I wish I had my camera with me to take this
yeah,
photograph. And now
mm,
I find that I see a scene like that and I say, oh, that's a great scene. And I drive right by it. You know what? I end up turning around because I'll be thinking about that all day that I missed it.
yeah,
I'll end up turning around, getting out of the car, using my cell phone to take a few shots, and then on my way again. Now I'm happy. I'm satisfied. It won't bug me all day.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
So anyway, we've had, let's see, quite a few people come in on YouTube. I've been welcoming them, but nobody seems to be responding. They're very shy people, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they can drop a line in chat, let me know who's here. And actually, my niece said she might drop in. I don't know if she did or not, but if she does, I wish she'd leave me a message here so that I could see that she was here. That'd be fantastic.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else, David, that we can think about right now?
No,
Not much.
no, no. Just looking forward to looking at all these mushrooms.
Yeah, good.
It's but in yeah, I haven't seen many here, but when I lived in England, for some reason, our front lawn used to get loads, and we used to get, they were poisonous, but they were big, red with white spots,
Hmm.
and they were
Yeah,
quite fascinating.
they're
And
pretty.
then we used to get, yeah, and other ones, the squirrels would love them, not the poisonous ones, but the normal ones.
Yeah,
They'd be munching away on them.
yeah.
So, yeah,
Let's see.
no,
What
be
else?
good.
I was going to say something else. Now it just kind of slipped my mind. But oh yeah, I know. With UV lighting, because you've got portable UV lights with the battery and all.
Hmm.
I know that when I was in the forest, sometimes at night there were some logs that were, they were decaying, and they
Oh,
they
right.
they actually
They would,
they fluoresced without black light. You could see them glowing.
yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
I,
that could
I'm
be the fungi.
I'm
And
wondering if you go out into the forest at night, if you're not afraid of the dark in the
yeah,
forest, then there might be some things that fluoresce
yeah,
that
no, it'd be
you.
good. Well, yeah, I'm back onto a forest, so, but you have to, yeah, I have to just um, get a suit on because we've got thousands of ticks out there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Keep your
And
pant
maybe
leg.
they light up as well.
Yeah,
See?
keep your pant legs tucked in.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's a good point. Might try that.
yeah,
Give the neighbours something to talk about anyway.
exactly. There's that guy and going out in the night.
Yeah, what's he doing?
Yeah, yeah. That just tell him you're looking for aliens.
Yes. Yeah, might
Okay.
find some. Never know.
Well, David, thank you very much for showing us those images. I think we're at 8 o'clock very, very quickly here, and I like to keep on time with these 1 hour chats. So I'm just going to say again, for those of you who are on YouTube, you're always welcome. I've posted a link to the Zoom chat if you want to show us some of your work. That would be fantastic. I love looking at other people's photography. If you have any topics that you think you would be interested in, uh, I would be more than happy to give a lesson on those topics if you want. If you're interested in commercial photography, I'll talk commercial photography. If you're interested in fashion or anything else, any type of photography, just bring it up, let me know, and I'll make sure that we do something with that type of photography. Um, I have quite a few images that are fashion images that we shot at Mohawk College here in Hamilton, and I can bring those forward to show you my approach and some other photographers' approaches on fashion photography. Headshots, we can talk about how to do headshots. We can talk about anything that you want, but I need to know. Um, oh, let me see here. We've got somebody. Oh, yes, I think. Let's see, is that? We just had a message here. Yeah. Well, that's my niece, Star. Uh, well, thank you, Sheila. That was lovely of you to come on. I'm glad you're here, and yeah, I'll ask David about that, and he might be able to uh, go out and I don't know. Are mushrooms sort of in season right now, David? Do you think?
I'm not sure actually. I
Okay.
know there's a big mushroom farm on Wilson Street. Maybe I'll go in there and see. I think they're all edible ones, so they're not
Yeah,
nothing special.
I think the wild mushrooms may be the ones that would give you the most
Yeah,
interesting reaction to ultraviolet light.
yeah, oh, yeah. I have to Google and find out good time for mushrooms.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's great. Okay, and like I was saying, I don't know, Chila, if you were here when I was talking about your mushroom photographs. I know you're going to send me some. I can show a few next week. But what I'd really love to do is have you come onto Zoom live and show your work and talk a little bit about it and where you find the mushrooms that you're taking photographs of. And I don't even know if you know uh, what species of mushrooms you're photographing, but that would be interesting too. Anyway, that brings us to 8 o'clock, and I'm going to say goodnight. For those of you who have joined me on YouTube, don't forget, leave us a like. And I think, as a matter of fact, I've got a little bit of a graphic for that. And oh, there it is, thumbs up. And if you can leave us a like, that's always appreciated. And of course, please subscribe to the channel. And if you click the bell, then you'll be notified. But you don't really need to be notified because I'll be here every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, with new material. Tonight, the material was, and if you want to go back and look at it, tonight the material was the smallest camera in the world. Last week, it was the largest camera in the world. So go back to last week's chat as well on YouTube and have a look at that. Again, Star is from British Columbia. So, yeah, thank you for joining us. It's, what is it now there? Let's see, 5 o'clock? Is that right, Star? 5 o'clock in BC at the moment? So now you can go and have supper. Fantastic. Okay. David, thank you again for joining us on the Zoom channel, and we'll be looking forward to next week. All new stuff
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
So
yeah. Thank you, George. That was good.
good.
Interesting.
All right, everybody. I'd like to wish you a good night and have a good week and good shooting.
Yeah, take care. See ya.